Brought to you by
The Good Crisps Company.
Why do you think the current political system is so focused on winning battles rather than solving problems?
The current political system prioritizes winning battles and taking down opponents more than addressing the real issues people are facing because just the competitive nature of humans. And mix that with things like greed, ignorance, ineffective communication skills, pride, and more into a group setting. And you have the zoo land that we call politics.
How does that affect people who are already struggling?
This obsession with partisan conflict leads to stagnation and lags us behind from making the evolutionary changes we need to achieve to stay the strongest nation. And it's not just politicians, it's also companies, people, and systems that put profit and egos above people. When the pursuit of profit turns into unchecked greed, it leaves too many citizens struggling to survive off of inconsistent or subpar wages or benefits, for example. This reinforces inequality, making it harder for everyday people to survive.
How does this affect our society?
Well, we'll see the middle class continue to shrink, and as the divide grows deeper, it will set the stage for even more serious challenges down the line. If we don't address this growing gap, we risk perpetuating a cycle where opportunity is already out of reach for many, and the system itself becomes increasingly rigged against those who need it most. The consequences of this are not just a weaker nation, but the potential for increased anger, crime, and civil unrest as people feel they have no other recourse. A nation that can't solve its problems together because wealth and status are prioritized over people's well-being becomes weaker, not stronger. This divide weakens us all, which goes against calling ourselves the United States, since at that point we're not united at all.
Can you give me an example of what you mean by increased anger and crime?
As I prepared for this interview, I couldn't help but reflect on a tragic event that occurred just a few days ago. The assassination of the CEO of United Healthcare in the streets. The reactions on social media were really harsh, with so many people showing no empathy. Perhaps as a mirror of the lack of empathy they've experienced from the insurance company. They were focusing instead on the greed they felt had driven him and the role his company's insurance policies played in endangering or even taking the lives of many Americans. This is a perfect example of a large population of people who are angry about a politico-economic issue and a crime happening because of it.
How is men in the wealth gap connected to decreasing crime?
Well, let's look at this recent event. The response to this event at the NYPD's press conference was to increase policing around Manhattan so people feel safe. I understand they did this as an immediate band-aid, but it doesn't fix the actual problem. It wasn't an issue directed at the random public. It's an issue of too many people unable to pay for their basic human right of access to healthcare. If people were able to afford insurance or pay their medical bills, it would reduce the anger felt by people. When people experience strong negative emotions and don't have the resources, opportunities, or support to change their situation, it's going to cause something called cognitive dissonance and motivate people to find alternative solutions. This is Psychology 101. This can be applied to anything. When people feel safe, when their loved ones feel safe, they calm down. I don't believe this tragic event would have happened if our healthcare system wasn't so broken that people feel powerless. It's deeply embarrassing how dysfunctional the system has become. We need to fix policies around economics and stop making excuses.
You position yourself as a neutral party seeking to unite people. How do you navigate topics that can be deeply polarizing?
I see myself as a neutral party because I come from a place of curiosity and wanting to unite people. I'm a social observer at my core. I really want to understand the issues that are affecting people, as well as what's being done, why things aren't moving forward, and what might be getting in the way. I can only imagine how difficult it is to be a politician due to all of the strong personalities involved and different viewpoints to consider. But I've always been an open-minded person and focused on bringing people together in peace. I make an effort to listen to all sides of the story and approach each conversation with empathy for the person that I'm talking to.
I'm JM. I'm a creative director and AI alchemist from Chicago. I have a question for you, Harper. My question about the nighttime show is, you emphasize being non-judgmental except in cases where harm is being caused. How do you approach conversations that involve conflicting values without alienating your audience?
I strive to facilitate conversations in a way that allows people to express their beliefs while also focusing on the underlying humanity of the issue at hand. When harm is being caused, I think it's necessary to call it out. But even then, I try to communicate with compassion. I believe that listeners, whether they agree with the views expressed or not, can learn something valuable from hearing these difficult conversations. It's about creating a dialogue and not a debate.
What role do you think empathy plays in bringing the divide between policymakers and the people impacted by their decisions?
I think empathy allows connection, trust, and change to happen on both sides. The farther someone is from an experience, the lower empathy they might have for it. It's important to keep that in mind when interacting with people who you normally wouldn't see as part of your in-group. Hey, nighttime show listeners! Ready to upgrade your everyday experience? Meet our first affiliate partner, the Good Crisps Company, where quality meets community. From innovative products that enhance your lifestyle to a commitment to making a positive impact, the Good Crisps Company stands for excellence and empowerment. Whether you're looking for a premium, great-tasting snack or a brand that cares about you, they've got you covered. Plus, use our promo code at checkout for an exclusive discount. Visit their website today and see what makes the Good Crisps Company truly good.
What does success look like for this podcast? What kind of impact do you think it will have on the people and the government?
Success for me means creating a shift in how we engage with each other on social issues. I hope this podcast becomes a bridge, a place where people who feel invisible can be heard, and where policymakers can find the perspectives they need to make better decisions. By listening to each other, I believe we can start rebuilding trust between the government, elected officials, and the public. Right now, too many people feel disconnected from the decisions that affect their lives, and elected officials often feel out of touch with the real challenges people face. If this platform can help improve communication between the people and the government, grounded in empathy and understanding, it would be a huge step towards restoring that trust. Ultimately, I want to see a government that listens, adapts, and takes action based on the needs of those most impacted, creating a relationship built on mutual respect and accountability.
If there's one takeaway you would want policymakers to leave with, what would it be?
The takeaway is that we all have a role in shaping the future, but especially those in power. To policymakers, I would say, increase your belief in the people. Too often, the most marginalized communities are seen through a lens of skepticism, labeled as lazy or abusing the system. But the truth is, these people are not the problem. They're a result of a system that is failed to listen, to provide, and to care. Your responsibility is to care for the people, to ensure that every person, regardless of their background, has the support and opportunities that they deserve. When you do this, you're not only making a more just society, you're helping to build a stronger nation, one that's united by trust and shared responsibility. Respect and action, I believe we will have a nation that is stronger and more trustworthy than ever.
Are you accepting applications to be on the show?
Yes, we're accepting applications for people to come on the show and share their experience and thoughts for change on current social issues. We have one season which airs around November and December of each year, so please contact us before the next season debuts. You can email us at hello@larryblairproductions.com.
How can people contact you if they're interested in sponsoring?
So we're accepting applications for sponsors who are passionate about our mission and would like to see our show survive. You can contact us at hello@larryblairproductions.com.
Your target audience includes politicians and decision makers. What's your message to them about why they should be listening to these stories?
My message to policymakers is simple. These stories are your compass. They give you the insight you need to craft policies that reflect the real, lived experiences of the people that your decisions impact. It's easy to get lost in data and the noise of political agendas, but at the end of the day, the most useful information comes from the people themselves. This platform is not just a place for people to be heard, it's also a space where elected officials should listen, can respond, and are welcome to engage. But it's important to understand that this is not about using the platform for popularity or to win votes. This is about opening up genuine communication where elected officials can respond to the concerns of the people, offer transparency, and take responsibility. When elected officials engage with these stories authentically, it helps rebuild trust and shows a true commitment to serving the needs of the public.
You mentioned being open to funding from politicians or CEOs. How do you balance maintaining your neutrality while accepting sponsorships from people in power?
Maintaining neutrality is crucial to the integrity of this platform, so I take it very seriously. When it comes to sponsorships, I draw a very clear line between financial support and editorial control. As the owner of this show, I will not allow sponsors to be involved in decisions about hiring, writing the script, or the direction of the show. Sponsorships are logistical support. They help us continue to operate and provide a platform, but they don't shape the message or influence the voices we amplify. While you might see a commercial inserted into the show or a product consumed by the guests, like a drink for example, that's as far as it goes. No matter who the sponsor is, my role is to facilitate the conversations and ensure that the stories we're sharing are genuine and unfiltered. And when people start to see people with higher authority contributing to the platform, it will increase the belief that they matter to those in power. If you want to gain the trust of the people, this is a place to start. It's important to note that the reason I'm not asking everyday people to fund this show is because they're part of the group that needs empowering and not having resources taken away from them.
A nighttime show. Empowering the voice of the people is on a mission to provide a platform to those with personal stories about current social issues, especially those who have struggled to get their message heard, in hopes of creating positive change through decision and policymakers. Thank you for watching this interview. We hope you have a great night.